Tonight, there are new details on a case that crossed state lines and left a Loranger mother and daughter dead. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson. Today, the Tangipahoa coroner said the mother, Callie Brunette, suffered multiple sharp force injuries with wounds to her head, neck, chest, and back. The FBI is now taking over this investigation, and we are learning more about the two suspects, Daniel Callihan and his alleged accomplice, Victoria Cox. Lily Cummings has been following this case for several days now, joining me now in studio with the latest.
Well, Sharice, both suspects remain behind bars in Mississippi, where they were found on Thursday. We heard from Victoria Cox for the first time today in court, as well as the sister of Callihan, who claims she warned authorities about her brother.
I'm so angry at him.
Daniel Callihan's younger sister, Dixie Hemphill, says her brother has been a master manipulator her entire life. Now he's accused of claiming two lives, 35-year-old Callie Brunette and her young daughter, Erin.
I don't have a motive except that he's a bad actor, he's a bad guy, he's a bad person, she's a bad person, and I guess that's the motive. They're bad people doing bad things.
The Jackson police chief says investigators spent 3 days processing the crime scene where little Erin was found dead.
So we have a lot of questions that still have to be answered.
As authorities work to uncover those answers, the justice system is moving forward. 32-year-old Victoria Cox made her first appearance in Jackson Monday afternoon. Cox is the alleged accomplice of 36-year-old Daniel Callihan. Cox has 3 young kids of her own and claimed she had no knowledge of what happened and said the last time she saw the Brunette girls, they were both alive.
We feel we have a very strong case as we move forward against both of them.
The Jackson police chief says federal charges are expected in the coming days. Right now, both Callihan and Cox are facing capital murder and sexual battery charges in Mississippi, as well as additional charges in Louisiana. Callihan's sister lives just across the state line. While Hemphill admits her brother was molested as a child and addicted to drugs, she says his past doesn't justify his future.
I think he should rot in prison. I think he should literally get what he's been asking for. He shouldn't be able to ever hurt another human life, not a grown-up, not a child, not nobody, because he will.
And Callihan did not appear for his initial appearance today. He was meeting with the FBI. Cox was given no bond for the capital murder charges and $500,000 bond for the sexual battery charges. Sharice.
Lily, thank you so much. Now, Callihan's public confession Friday brought up questions. He told our cameras he was on antidepressants and has a multiple personality disorder. Tonight, Whitney Miller sat down with an addiction specialist and psychiatrist to further understand Callihan's claims.
On Lexapro, sober, no drugs in my system, I did.
Why? Why did you kill the 3-year-old girl?
I had no reason for what I did.
A chilling confession Friday from a man seemingly blaming his mental health for the commission of what police are calling a heinous crime.
All I know is I want to say I was sober and only on Lexapro and off Lexapro, and I'm also diagnosed borderline with a multiple personality disorder.
But there is concern Callihan was simply laying the groundwork for his defense. During his confession Friday, he was asked if he was, quote, pretending to be crazy.
No, I'm not pretending to be crazy. Look me up in Region 8. Borderline multiple personality disorder.
We shared this video with psychiatrist and addiction specialist Dr. Ken Roy, specifically about his assertion that the antidepressant Lexapro, normally used to manage depression and anxiety, triggered this crime.
I am not aware of any literature or any reports of people having been stimulated to commit crimes because of Lexapro. And I will say that with one caveat, and that is that there are certain conditions that make the prescription of Lexapro not recommended.
He also says it's unclear what Callihan's motive is behind the confession.
It may have been a manipulation, it may have been an actual valid thing that he thought to be valid.
But he says it's also hard to tell through a video and believes that Callihan needs to be evaluated in person.
Adjudication of a crime should not happen in public on television, and that whatever happens from now should include a thorough, competent forensic psychiatric evaluation.
That in-depth interview would have to be conducted at the request of investigators or the court. In New Orleans, Whitney Miller, WWL, Louisiana.
If ordered by the court, a forensic evaluation could give some insight to the following: a person's psychosocial background, present mental condition, whether the person satisfies the criteria for a psychiatric diagnosis. The interview includes both behavioral observations and self-reports from the subject. Meanwhile, the FBI has set up a tip line for any information about this case. They're especially interested in anyone that interacted with the suspects or the victims between Tuesday, June 11th and Thursday, June 13th, or any pictures or videos of them taken during that time. So you can contact the FBI at the websites and numbers that you see on your screen. There will be more press conferences from officials, and they're scheduled in the coming days. And as new details continue to emerge in this tragedy, we'll keep you updated. You can follow us on air, online, and on our social media pages for the very latest.